messy, tedious task of cleaning up after the worst snowfall Cleveland has ever experienced has begun. When James Key's car slid into the ditch, he walked home, knowing he could come for it later. He obviously wasn't alone.
It just took them maybe an hour or so to get here. They said they had 25 ahead of me.
You know, it's pretty rare to get snowfall in Cleveland, Tennessee. What's up, you guys? Chet Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all with another fun-filled vlog here in my home state of Tennessee. More specifically, Cleveland, Bradley County. And as you all can tell, it is snowing right now, my friends, my fans, my followers, and it's pretty sweet. And if you all have not kept up with my social media, you all have seen that recently I got into a pretty nasty wreck. Yes, I was out filming the Benton fireworks disaster video, and on my passenger side, it jerked me to the on my passenger side, it jerked me. It pulled me onto an embankment. I swerved to get back onto the road. I fishtailed, and I flipped about 4 times. Now, luckily, I am all right. I did pull a piece of glass out of my head. Not a lot of fun. I do have a bruise on my thigh. But overall, I am very blessed that it did not kill me, because it would kind of suck not to be able to make videos for you guys. But today, you guys, as I was saying, we are out here in snowfall. And I thought, since it was snowing, this would be a perfect time to talk about what is perhaps one of the worst snowstorms that has ever hit the eastern coast. And that is the winter of 1993. By the way, check that out. That just goes to show how much rain and silt and water is coming from all this rain and snow. How this all starts, how this all begins, is on March 12th, 1993. The week prior is beautiful. It's in the mid-70s, low 80s. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous week. However, on March 12th, Paul Barris with Channel 9 out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, comes over the air. And he surprises the crowd that we are about to get some snow. He doesn't know how much we are going to get, other than we are going to get pelted. Well, many locals around here in the East Tennessee area, especially Cleveland, Tennessee, they don't believe that we are going to get that much snow. It's too beautiful of a week. It's too hot. It's too humid. Spring is in the air. There is no way that this is going to happen. The night of March 12th, it begins to snow. And for the next 2 days, it will pelt like crazy. By the end of those 2 days, Cleveland, Tennessee will have received about 18 inches of snow. In places like Gatlinburg, Mount LeConte, they get as much as 3 feet of snow. And how this all began was what is considered to be a volcanic winter. It was a giant cyclone that formed over the Gulf of Mexico, and it hit 26 states. In the panhandle of Florida, they got 4 inches. In Crystal River, Florida, which is near the Tampa Bay area, they got as much, well, actually, they got a big giant tornado that was recorded. Louisiana, they got hit with a Category 2, I think it was either Cat 2 or Category 3 hurricane. In Alabama and the rest of the eastern United States, we got pelted with snow. While people are being caught off guard, especially on the Appalachian Trail and lodges in the mountainous areas, here in Cleveland, there will be a lot of damage, most notably to the businesses. You see, the businesses in this area, they are not equipped to handle this much snow. Yes, in the course of 2 days, throughout the entire nation as a whole, there will be about $2 billion in damages. I don't know how much specifically here in Cleveland, but throughout the entire 26 states, this snow does about, well, $2 billion worth of damage. Also, there is about 318 fatalities as a result of the snow. In Cleveland especially, people are swerving, falling out of control of their vehicles, and honestly, they're just leaving their vehicles behind and walking home. Honestly, it's not a pretty sight at all. My family especially, in the winter of March 12th, 1993, my first birthday had just passed. I was 1 year old. Yes, a 1-year-old dream poet. However, I was on a heart monitor. I was very sick as a baby. Not a fun time in my history that I can't quite remember. But as a result of power going out, my parents' house was a house of priority interest. I think that's the main word for it. Now, speaking of that, in Polk County, Tennessee, some people went without power for about 2 or 3 weeks. But going back to my story, yes, I was a sick baby. And I remember one picture specifically of my dad taking a photo out in the front of our house. The front porch, which growing me, I guess, would come up to about my hip. It is all the way to the top, and then some. It is very, very, very deep worth of snow. At my grandparents' house, Frank and Jane Guthrie on Windsor Circle, they both have the stomach bug during this time. They are very sick. Well, during this time, while they are sick in bed, taking it easy, they hear a giant thud. And with this giant thud, my grandfather gets up, he walks to the back porch, and the entire back porch has caved in. Not a very pretty sight during that time. My grandfather, on my mother's side, my papa, Donald McCoy, he and my other uncle, Donald McCoy, they worked for the power line companies. They were having to go all around town and getting themselves and putting up the power lines that had collapsed. Some of those stories on how much snow they had seen, it was unreal. And this was my grandfather. He grew up in the mountains of North Carolina. He knew what snow was. Sadly, 318 people lost their lives as well in that winter storm. But you guys, since I have no vehicle at the moment and it's snowing outside and I really couldn't even go anywhere, I thought I would take the time to talk about the infamous winter of 1993. So you guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Always means a lot, goes to show that y'all care, means y'all want to see more. I love y'all very much. Remember, anchor down. Vlog over.